Hi. So, have you guys read Animal Farm? Have you? You should have read Animal Farm. I've told you to get the book and read it since 2 weeks ago, okay? So we're gonna discuss Animal Farm. How many of you actually read the whole book? How many? Raise up your hands. Well, at least 3/4 of the class read the book. What do you think of the book? Did you like it or you didn't? Yes, Timothy. The book is like Malaysia. Okay. So, that is actually one of my favorite books. Why? Because it shows that, okay, for example, I like to think that I have principles, that if I become a prime minister, I would not be corrupted. But maybe once I really do become a prime minister, I don't know if I could be corrupted or not. Okay, and I cannot say with 100% certainty anymore that I know I will not be corrupted. Okay, so it's more or less like the book Animal Farm. Okay, so we're gonna start with Animal Farm. This whole story is set on Manor Farm. So, who is the owner of Manor Farm? Who can tell me? Yes, Andrea. Correct, it's Mr. Jones. So is Mr. Jones a pig like the rest of the characters, or is he a human? Yes, Mr. Jones is a human and he owns Manor Farm. Okay, so Manor Farm in other words is actually Russia. So this whole story on Animal Farm technically was to portray Russia during the revolution. Alright, do you know what happened during the revolution? No? Okay, I'm going to tell you a story then, okay? The revolution happened in 1917, where Tsar Nicholas was the last Russian emperor. It's a monarchy. Monarchy is a country that has kings and queens like Malaysia, England, US. No, US they don't have a monarchy. Okay, so Tsar Nicholas, under his reign, people were suffering. All right, okay, a lot of people could barely eat. They were living in poverty. They don't have anything to eat. They have no jobs. Technically, they were living in hunger while Tsar Nicholas was enjoying his life. Okay, then it started. If you read the first chapter, it started with the Battle of the Cowshed. It's actually to describe the Civil War. So because of everyone being in hunger, in poverty, and suffering and desperation, old Major, which is Lenin, very convenient, he was the leader of the person that seized control in 1917. That's when the Civil War started. And he is inspired by Marxism. Okay, so Lenin believed that everyone was equal. We are all suffering. We are all desperate. We need to fight. We need to overthrow the person that is the cause of our suffering. So who was it that he overthrew? Tsar Nicholas, correct. So after a while, he got in power. He tried to help the people, I guess. But when he became in power, he actually dies because of old age. He was unable to witness the fruits of his labor. And who took control? Who took control? Snowball? Are you sure Snowball took control? Okay, so this is what happened. Old Major believed that a communal way of living is the only way to succeed. If you know what communism means, it means division of everything equally or equality. All right. So he actually hates men in the story, which is Mr. Jones or Tsar Nicholas in Russia. He actually hated that how can one person be enjoying everything when the whole country is suffering. So his partner was actually Snowball or Leon Trotsky. Okay, so Leon Trotsky was his ally that helped him to forward his idealism. Okay, and what happened was Trotsky was the smart one, whereas Lenin was more of the one with the power. So Leon Trotsky was happy drafting out intellectual plans, intellectual things, and Lenin was the one who enforces them. Okay, so eventually what happened was Napoleon took over after Old Major died, or Joseph Stalin took over as Lenin died. He exiled and killed Leon Trotsky. And who is left? Oh, Lenin died, Snowball died, was killed. So who else? Yes, Napoleon. Is Napoleon a man? Or we're referring to a pig? So Napoleon is a pig, okay? So Joseph Stalin became, he took control, became the leader, and he believed in, if you have read Stalin's book or Stalin's ideology, he believes in ruling through fear, okay? So I really pity the people of Russia at that time. You know, you're out from one boiling pot to a boiling kettle. This is the same thing, different people. So he actually had dogs to hunt people. Everything was monitored. Literally everything was under his control. A bird would not be able to fly through Russia without him knowing what time and how the bird flew through Russia. Okay, so that's how controlling Napoleon was. So now I'm going to talk about the team. What do you think is the team?